Hello, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Series, How to Pray. I'm your host, the Reverend Doctor. And for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about the mysteries of prayer. There's some things about the mysteries of prayer that we just don't know. And they are a mystery, like somebody might ask, well, if God already knows what I need, why do I have to pray to Him for it? He just wants to hear it sometimes. There's also one that a mystery in that we can negotiate with God. One of the best negotiators in the Bible is Abraham, when he negotiated with God to not destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And God said, you find 40 people, and he reasoned with God. He reasoned with God down to 10 and reasoning with God. And he could not find 10, but that just shows that man can reason with God. God said, come and reason with me. Well, tonight, I want to look at another one of those mysteries tonight. And I want you to listen to this. Listen to this, and I want you to think about it for a minute. It seems that even though prophets are men with disgraceful passions, thoughts, and feelings, God seems to pay attention to their prayers. Now, when we look at the people that God used along the way, we want to know how could God listen to them? Well, God uses many different people, and these prophets had questionable backgrounds. The Bible speaks of Elias that prayed that it wouldn't rain. That it wouldn't rain. And it didn't rain for 3 years. It didn't rain for 3 years. But now, the Bible also says that Elias was subjected to like passions like we are. Like the same passions and things that we have, the same sinful nature that we have, that was Elias. And God listened to his prayer. Now, what is it that takes a God to listen to our prayers? Especially men and women of today of questionable character, backgrounds. Everybody hasn't been holy all their lives now. Now, don't think that just because you see them in church shouting and reading scripture and singing in the choir and all of that don't mean that their lives are squeaky clean. They're not. Nobody's perfect. The only perfect one was Jesus Christ. So everybody got some kind of skeleton in their closet. They may have a skeleton in their closet. They might even have skeletons in your closet. But that's beside the point. The point is that God listens to praying people with questionable backgrounds. And the Bible speaks of that. Think of David. Come on, let's look at King David. David killed a man. He lusted after the man's wife. And even God said that David was a man after his own heart. Questionable character. Paul, very questionable character. He was killing Christians, having them locked up, thrown in jail, thrown to the lions, breaking in churches, breaking in homes, anything. Very questionable background until he had his incident on the road to Damascus. All of us have had onto the road to Damascus experience. A man of questionable background. But God listens to men, and I'm saying men here, mankind. I'm not being exclusive. You listen to mankind. There's men and women prayers with questionable backgrounds. These are people with questionable background. So you're saying that, wait a minute, if God listens to them, then maybe I ought to give it a shot. I say you should. There's nothing wrong with that. And I guarantee you that when you pray to God, it will get answered. Yes, it will. Now, it may not get answered the way you want it answered, but it will get answered. And it will be better for you, or the best answer that you could ever get. And it comes from God. So tonight I want you to think about that God even listens to prophets with questionable backgrounds. They got the same passions and thoughts and feelings and everything like we got. And God listened to them. So what makes you think that God won't listen to you? He's going to listen to you. But your prayer has to be sincere. You have to come to God and reason with him. And that's one of the mysteries of God. He says, confess your fault. Now this is James 5:16. Confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that ye may be healed. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And he went on to say that here even Elias, a man with questionable background, like passions and as we have, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it didn't. And it didn't. For a span of 3 years and 6 months. A man with questionable background. And he prayed. And he earnestly prayed. So I say that if you want your prayer answered with the questionable background that you have, and don't think you ain't got one, yes you do. Did I say the word ain't? Yeah, ain't's in the dictionary, don't worry about it. Don't think that God won't answer your prayer. Don't think that God won't answer your prayer. That's one of the mysteries of prayer, that God answers the prayers of people with questionable backgrounds. And if you think what you've done in your background, take a look around. Take a look around. And you'll find out that what you basing your questionable background against is nothing. So tonight I'm going to tell you, this is one of the mysteries of prayer, is that God answers the prayers of people with questionable backgrounds. And you got a questionable background. I got a questionable background. We got questionable background. And God will answer our prayers. Well, this has been another edition of Friday Night Series, How to Pray. And I'm your host, the Reverend Doctor. And I always sign off by saying, if you're too busy to pray, you're too busy. Unclutter your life. May God have mercy on our souls.